Hey, Pepin.
Yo, yo.
You know, I've been thinking a lot lately about kangaroos.
Kangaroos? Like their pouches?
I've been thinking explicitly about their pouches.
It's kind of weird.
Well, don't you think about pouches sometimes?
Yeah, but, the special kind of pouch that I put my dick in.
Oh, the pocket pouch.
The pocket pouch.
Pocket pouchy. Nate, I think we need to talk. Welcome back. So glad you guys could join us. I am here once again with my best friend Nathan Pepin. How's it going, Pepin?
Yo, yo, yo. I'm here, and I'm ready to talk about cryptozoology once again.
Me as well, and we are joined once again by the ABC pod, Keith and Dukes. How's it going, boys?
Hey guys, we're doing good. How are you guys doing?
Doing well. And for the record, ABC stands for anything but credible.
That is correct. We appreciate you guys having us back on, or at least finishing the conversation. I'm glad that you guys weren't like, oh, we've had enough of these guys. We're ready to move on. So we're happy to be back.
Wait. It stands for anything but I thought it was always becoming.
There's actually a lot of different meanings that we've had throughout the years. Going on the third year now. But Meter, I'll leave it for you, man. Whatever you'd like to use, fair game.
Anal butt cream. Got it.
That's probably the best one.
Truffle butter? Yes. I know all about
I was
this.
gonna say, right up Keith's alley now.
Yeah. No, not that alley.
Okay, yeah, that's bad joke.
So we're on exemplar.com. We're at number 6 here. For those who didn't listen to the last episode, go listen to it because there's some really good content about the Jersey Devil and about the Mothman and a bunch of others. But right now we're at number 6, errant kangaroos.
What?
We all know about kangaroos that live in Australia, but what about the ones that live in North America? For at least a century, people have been spotting what have come to be called errant or phantom kangaroos in the U.S. Somebody talk about this, please.
You said phantom?
Phantom, Phantom.
Okay.
Wow.
Phantom kangaroos. I hope I never come across one because I hear they're evil creatures.
I mean, the regular kangaroos that I know will beat the shit out of you. I can't imagine what a phantom kangaroo would do.
It would sneak up on you and beat the shit out of you.
That's even scarier.
Yeah.
Jesus. Have you guys heard about this?
No, I mean, apparently it's like maybe they escaped from a zoo or they're just a breed of them that live in and are indigenous to North America.
Oh.
Those are the two theories. I guess the third theory would be that people are fucking stupid and crazy, but Nate, is that your theory?
See, the only thing that could be is people missing things or escaped animals. I don't really buy the different breed. I mean, there's certain like convergent evolution they call it, like where some creatures will be the same kind of looking in different places. But kangaroos are pretty specific to Australia. I mean, I don't think they exist, but
marsupials exist outside of Australia, don't they?
No. I believe marsupials are only indigenous in Australia, if I remember right.
What about koalas?
And
I thought those lived in like South Asia.
Are those marsupials though?
Yeah, they have a pouch and they carry their babies in it, don't they?
Bears. I mean that might be. So I'm getting lost in my terms, but Australia has very special animals because they evolve separately than all of the other ones.
What? Okay. Well, weren't we all on Pangaea at one point?
Yeah, and then we broke apart.
Yeah. So what if one of the ancestors of the kangaroo was on Pangaea and happened to hop to the left side of the ocean instead of the right?
Yeah, but it was such a long time. Like the marsupials, they, as far as I'm aware, if that's the right term, they developed on Australia, and they became separate. And there's some other animals that look similar, like just flying squirrels in Australia, but they're also in other places. But they're two completely different species. Like they converged differently. Like there's one over here, one over here, but they evolved the same traits separately.
Plus, they could have flown across the ocean anyway.
Yes, that's actually a great point. That's actually a great point.
Weren't horses indigenous to North America at some point? Then like they brought them over to Europe and then somehow they came back or something like that?
I believe you're right on that one.
Yeah.
I do believe you're correct on that.
Guys, I'm going to throw out my own theory here. And I'm going to say what makes them phantom is that they for sure at some point hooked up with those super sneaky black leopard things that were in Great Britain that we talked about a couple numbers ago. And
Crossbred.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just really they stuck with a lot of the kangaroo characteristics, but this pure sneakiness came from the panther thing. Oh, whoa, I don't forget the name of that, whatever that was. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
phantom
feral
cats,
cat
yeah.
theory.
I mean, I think that's a very, very good theory. Maybe they can go invisible.
What? Wow. Now we're talking game changers.
Yeah.
Listen, there's definitely the possibility that translucency could be an aspect that could be passed down through genes, like we do see in some fish and other creatures, where you can turn invisible.
Why couldn't it be like a chameleon?
Ooh.
Just like
Yeah.
camouflage.
Like Predator.
Chameleons don't really camouflage; they change based on their mood. But the point remains the same: that they could, that this could be a camouflage-related thing.
Yeah, I think Keith was looking for more like the Predator, but
Yeah. So everything I know about chameleons, all they are is a mood ring.
it's a living mood ring.
That's how mood rings are made, actually.
Oh, dead chameleons. Okay.
Just compressed chameleons.
Octopuses and cuttlefish, they're good examples of like camouflaging creatures. Like especially like cuttlefish, like they will blend in so well that the human eye can't tell that they're there.
North American kangaroo, the cuttlefish of the forest.
Peter, I just want you to know too that I'm glad that we're going through this list, because I'm for sure going to use this as my next excuse for the next time I fuck up, whatever it may be. It's just going to be like, dude, phantom kangaroo. Can't see it.
Phantom kangaroo, man.
Yeah. Trip me up.
Yeah, fell, punched me.
Do you hear that? That's a kangaroo, man.
That didn't sound right.
That's what kangaroos sound like. You don't know.
Oh.
It's phantom.
You make the
can't
noise a
see it.
kangaroo makes.
Yeah, what does a kangaroo sound like?
I have no idea.
Oh, well, you can't judge them for making that sound then.
I was going for a predator sound, but I don't think that worked.
You got to like click.
I think it was like something like that.
I'll roll with that.
Uh-oh, Nate, I think you let a kangaroo in here.
Shit,
I just heard it.
fuck.
Number 5, the megalodon shark. Who knows about the megalodon?
Oh, man. Well, we all know that the movie The Meg, is a true documentary and just came out in theaters last weekend, did great at the box office. And funny enough, I believe, I haven't seen it yet. I've heard great things, but there is a shot in the trailer of the Meg eating a giant octopus at some point. So
Ooh.
all I know
Meg v.
is
Kraken.
I wouldn't want to fuck with a Meg. That's all I'm saying.
You wouldn't want to fuck a Meg.
No, I definitely wouldn't. It goes back to ocean creatures. I don't
I
like.
think Nate likes Meg, right? Mila Kunis?
Oh yeah, she is so fucking hot. I mean, have you seen her butt? It's great.
So apparently the megalodon, the largest specimen, reached lengths of 60 feet, which is 30 yards, which is a third of a football field. That's pretty huge.
It's
And
terrifying.
For
Yeah.
reference, the megalodon shark was a real thing. I mean, they have like, evidence of it existing as like a pretty historic creature, but the hypothesis here is that it exists currently in the ocean, correct?
Yes, yeah. Mainstream scientists say that this massive shark went extinct thousands of years ago, but that there are those who believe that the megalodon still may exist today. Meg may have adapted and evolved over time from a coastal hunter to a deep water shark, greatly dwarfing even the largest great white or cute shark.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's real, man.
See, that's the thing. It's like
It's lurking out
we
there,
joke
man.
around about a lot of these creatures and stuff. We make it, but like you can't tell me shit about when it comes to oceanic creatures. Like I don't care how absurd it looks. Like Pepin hit on this last episode. I don't care how absurd it looks. If you say this thing lived in the ocean, deep water, like I have no right to call you out. Like I'm gonna believe you just because to me, deep water ocean is literally the creepiest place in the entire world where I think just anything's possible. So as far as crazy creatures go, like, you know, I might be all in on this one.
Yeah.
I guess we have to be, right? Pepin said it's a real thing, so I guess you have to be.
Yeah, well, it's like there's I found a picture of like a simple jaw, and this thing is fucking huge. Like it's the largest jaw they found, and it's got like the teeth and everything. And this lady's like standing in it, and it's like half the jaw is like about as big as this lady. Like so this thing could fit like two of you in its mouth.
That's like a 10, 11 foot jaw, like from top to bottom.
Yeah, and don't they
That's
say like
wild.
nowadays when you run into a shark, aren't you supposed to like kick it in its nose or something?
Yeah, man.
Can you imagine doing that with would you do that with a Meg?
I don't know what you do with
You
it.
gotta try.
Maybe you just pet it and hopefully it lets go.
It's actually really, really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really sweet animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually help boats to travel. They travel alongside them, and you can drift off of them.
Yeah, if people's engines dies or like they're not getting enough wind, it'll just like go underneath it and like kind of pick it up on its back and swim it to shore. I could see that. That'd be a real thing.
Thanks, Meg.
That does
For
a little
anyone
cool
who's-
tail flip at the end. Like, see you guys.
For anyone who's played Sea of Thieves, the Megalodon is in that, as well as the Kraken. And that it's huge in that. It's like as big as the ship that you're on. So it's as far as scale goes, I can imagine it in that sense and out on the open ocean. And like you were saying, the ocean's so big, like who fucking knows?
Yeah, it's wild.
They find like shit in there that they never expect, like that whole like deep sea thing with those like tube worms and things that live in like a volcanic kind of underwater thing. Like just so much fucking weird stuff down there where I'm not surprised to find something weird.
Yeah, things that live without any light at all. Things that create their own light, like the anglerfish.
Oh, those things are so badass.
It's a terrifying world down there. Like super crazy, scary.
Definitely a fishy fish world out there, man.
Wow.
All right, number 4.
Yeah, good call on that. Good call.
In the jungles of South America lives a bizarre and ferocious creature that terrifies local tribes. This massive beast is said to have long claws, backwards facing feet, and a mouth in the center of its stomach. It is known as the Mapinguari.
Oh, please click that link on the name.
Wow, look at that thing. That looks like a deformed beaver.
Looks like an
All
anteater.
right.
Oh,
my
yeah,
God,
that's a good
it does.
call.
It looks like an anteater sloth.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got sloth claws for sure.
It does have sloth claws. It has a mouth on its stomach, but it also has a mouth on its head.
Whoa.
It looks as
Wait.
big as a bear, though.
It does. Is the Mapinguari really a giant ground sloth? And they give a source.
You know, that
Dude.
one, it's pretty plausible. I mean, not like super plausible, but it looks like something that would exist.
This is something that I would expect to be in.
South America?
Well, no. I mean, I'm just looking like movie wise, like like a deep jungle. Oh, we're doing, and then we're going on some kind of military mission. You know, like basically like a spinoff of the Predator, but instead they're
They
like
come across one of these.
and I can't even pronounce this thing, but they come across this giant anteater, and it's just insane. Actually, I don't know though, because if it has sloth-like qualities, I wonder if it moves as fast as a sloth does. You know, because then it wouldn't be very dangerous.
Was that the plot to Jungle to Jungle?
I'm not sure what that one is.
That's Tim
What?
Allen.
Dude, Tim Allen and the little kid? Yeah.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, he's got like a kid with his chick, and she's like in the jungles, and that's where the kid grew up, and then he brings him back to like New York, and it's a jungle kid. It's like a child Tarzan in New York City.
Oh,
Classic.
okay, sounds like one.
Murders animals and eats them raw and shit like that. You know, wholesome family stuff.
He
That
shoots
sounds
people in
great.
the neck with like a blow dart and makes them pass out and stuff. You know, it's casual assault.
Amazing.
Tim Allen, classic. So giant ground sloth. So apparently this is like a real thing that existed in the past, and people just believe that in South Africa it still might exist, and I think
South
that's
America.
pretty reasonable. Oh yeah, South America, not South Africa. Thank you.
I think I just became too credible.
Well, yeah, stop.
Yeah,
What are you
sorry.
doing? Stop that. Also, I just like side point. You know, there's still some like unfounded like tribes and crazy people that are out there that are, indigenous, that are still out in the deep rainforest or jungle, wherever you want to be. So this is kind of like the ocean thing we were talking about.
Yeah.
It could definitely just be wandering around deep in there.
It could be, and anything that lives either deep in the ocean or in the jungle, I'm gonna say exists until somebody proves otherwise. Which
I agree.
I'm with you too.
the very concept of proving something doesn't exist is flawed in and of itself, Nathan. I understand that based off of the filthy look you just gave me.
Okay, I'll admit the look was pretty filthy.
feel like I need a look shower.
All right, Pepin, give him a good look now.
Okay, never do that again. Number 3. This is where we get into the real shit, guys. El Chupacabra.
Oh,
the
boy.
goat sucker. Nate, wasn't that your nickname in high school?
Was it goat
I was just about to
sucker?
say it.
No, it wasn't goat sucker. It was goat napper. Goat napper.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The goat napper.
Just
And
spend a
I
lot of
messaged-
time in the woods alone.
Did that come from napping with goats or stealing them?
stealing them, and it's like I would just troll people. Back before trolling was like really a thing, and I'd just troll people that I knew, and it was bad. I was a terrible person.
You stole people's goats?
Wait, is this real? You actually stole goats?
No. So as my AAM like messenger login, and I'd message people on my AAM, but I would just like talk to them, but not like creepily. I wouldn't like do anything terrible, but I just kind of like confuse them a bit, and that's what I did.
Holy shit, I forgot about that. Right now you're mentioning it. When I referenced it, I didn't even know I was referencing it.
Wait, really? That's where you're referencing.
No. So you had a fake AIM name. And for anyone who doesn't know, AOL Instant Messenger was texting on the computer before texting was a thing. Mm-hmm. And you'd have all your friends on there. And Nate had a second account called the Goat Napper, where he would just message people and talk to them like normal. It wasn't even like clever or anything. Just like having a regular conversation with people to mildly confuse them.
What was the away message on the goat napper?
Yeah, I'd love to hear that.
I don't remember if I had one. Probably said away, but maybe I'm napping goats. I don't know.
Probably said away.
Napping goats.
Fair enough.
So for people who don't know, the biggest, hottest thing you could do on your AIM was set cool away messages that people had to read. Anytime they tried to message you and you weren't online, they could read what you were saying, what your away message was, and people took a lot of pride in what their away message was, unless you were Nathan and you just put away.
There's also
Wow. Hey, can I also say that I love the fact that both of you guys actually spell out AIM. I think that's I've never heard someone say AIM before, but to hear both of you guys say it, I think that it's probably one of the best things I've heard in a long time. So just want to throw that out there.
It's a conspiracy. There were two different services. One was AIM and one was AIM.
I'd believe it. I'm in.
Sure. Yeah.
So back to the chupacabra, the goat sucker, not Nathan Pepin.
God, I hope not.
Apparently, it was some sort of blood-sucking. It would suck the blood of the livestock. An alien vampire reported in Puerto Rico in 1995. Farmers found dead animals with puncture wounds in their neck, drained of all their blood, and witnesses would spot strange creatures lurking about with large eyes, sharp claws and fangs, and spikes down the middle of its back. It terrorized Puerto Rico and then spread out to other Latin America countries. Who knows something about the chupacabra? Because the picture they show is not anything even close to what I know the chupacabra as. That looks like a literal alien.
Yeah. No, me neither.
Well, the second paragraph says it eventually came to America as well, but this chupacabra was different than the others. Here it took the form of a strange four-legged creature, almost like a deranged dog. Now, this is how I have always heard the El Chupacabra myth.
For sure.
I don't remember this alien-like creature.
No, I've never heard that. I always thought that it was something along the lines of a mountain lion mixed with some kind of werewolf thing. I guess that's doggish, but not really. And also, just for reference, I don't know if you guys are sci-fi movie original or sci-fi original, like the TV channel, their movies. I don't know if you guys have ever watched those, but they've basically made at least one movie for I'm guessing every creature that we've talked about on this list so far, and they've made quite a few El Chupacabra movies. So if anyone wants to know what Sci-Fi Channel thinks they look like, for sure check those out. Just throwing that out there. What do you guys think that it looks like, or do you guys even know? Are you guys like, what do you guys think the myth or legend is supposed to be looking like?
So kind of like the werewolf, like cat thing, like dog. Because my knowledge of it came from a documentary on Discovery or something, where it was talking about this lady in Australia, and she had like a baby or something in her tent, and they're out camping, and then the chupacabra came in and ate it and took it away. And they think it was maybe coyote. She got tried for murder or something.
Definitely a dingo. Definitely a dingo.
That's the idea, but she said it was chupacabra or something to that effect, and there's a whole court case and all this stuff.
Oh, wait, wow. She's like, I'm gonna sue that chupacabra. And then he didn't show up at court, so they had to summons him. And
well, I mean, we talked about this before, but there are people that are trying to pass a lot of bills on Bigfoot, so I wouldn't be surprised if somebody tried passing something for some chupacabra action.
That's true.
What kind of laws?
No bills. Like their energy bill. They're like, man, someone ran up my energy this month, so I'm gonna pass that bill on over to Bigfoot. I think their laws like protecting Bigfoot.
Yes. Yeah.
I think there was one recently, but in California, some woman was doing one. Is that accurate?
That is correct. Yes.
So but Bigfoot's not necessarily proven. So is it like if you come across Bigfoot, don't shoot it, or like?
Yep, that's it. That's actually it. Research. It's something along the lines of research. Hunting's a bad word, but like I'm just gonna say it. Research and hunting, but safely. Like it's not a dead or alive thing. It's a keep it alive thing.
I'm shooting it.
I would shoot it too.
This does remind me. So there's that little while back in the past when I was maybe like 16 or 17. There was a news story where it was a Bigfoot hoax. That's what it ended up being, but they had like a realistic picture of these scientist people who shot and killed Bigfoot, and they had nice looking pictures. And I bought it for a bit because a lot of the internet bought it, and I don't know.
We will be getting to Bigfoot.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I was gonna Pep and I was gonna add on to you, but I'll save it for if Meter's gonna get into it later. I'll save my side until we get later.
I promise you, it is coming very, very quickly.
Yeah.
But there is one thing standing in its way, or should I say, swimming in its way.
Oh,
the Loch Ness monster.
Oh, Nessie.
Old Nessie.
Oh, you're on a first name basis.
Yeah, we're pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't talk about her. It's,
So somebody tell me about the Loch Ness monster.
It's like a squiggly thing.
Yep. Got it. Nailed it in one.
Keith, are you a fan? Me and you at least, we talk about a lot of these things, but we don't really, Loch Ness never really comes up. Are you a fan at all?
I mean, I'm a fan.
Not a fan, I guess. Do you, any knowledge in the...
I mean, it reminds me of, what was that Pokemon? The sea Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lapras.
Lapras?
Lapras.
Lapras. Yes. That's what the Loch Ness monster reminds me of.
Yeah.
A made-up character in a cartoon
Oh,
series.
man. What about the famous... I mean, everybody knows the famous photo, right? That was like off the coast of Ireland, or it was like in a fishing bay of Ireland or something.
It's in a lake.
A lake.
It was in Loch Ness.
Yeah.
Yep.
That would actually make sense, right? Yeah, whatever it was. We all know that picture, right? But weirdly enough, I have one of my buddies. Shout out to my buddy Chubbs if he ever listens to this. But he weirdly, like every 2 weeks or so, he'll send me a new article. People somewhere out there in the world just keep pumping out new. It's almost like a miniature Bigfoot thing where people just keep having these sightings. It's weird to me, but a lot, I think I would have to say from what I have heard that Loch Ness sightings have to be number 2. Like it happens way more often than, I would ever picture.
Yeah.
And it's definitely just people looking out at a body of water, seeing something skim up to the top and be like, I don't quite know what that was. Could have been Loch Ness, I guess. Are you guys you guys know a lot in this in the Loch Ness field or area, I should say?
I saw a bunch of documentaries on it because it was just one of those things with the chupacabra and the other ones. But yeah, Loch Ness seems very implausible to me just because like they talk about it on the documentary. Like it's just it's a good sized lake, but it's also not like that big. Someone would find it eventually. It's a very secluded space.
Mm-hmm. It's a loch. Yep.
It's like unlike with like Bigfoot and other ones, it's like that's a very wide open area. It could be anywhere on that kind of continental plane. Whereas Loch Ness monster, just this body of water that we could send a submarine down and look, and they haven't found anything. And
Well,
Yeah, but what if it can go invisible?
Dude, it's not phantom. But the thing that I was talking about is, yes, you're correct about the Loch Ness monster. But what people believe is that the Loch Ness monster is just that type of species in that lake or whatever it was. Whereas people believe that it's out there in other, the ocean, bodies of water, wherever it may be. It's just like that's just one specific creature. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's a plesiosaur.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm going with it.
Sounds good.
It helped build the underwater pyramids.
Yep.
Help build Atlantis.
Atlantis.
Yeah,
for
help build
sure.
Atlantis.
That's exactly what a plesiosaurus looks like. The photo you were talking about is Surgeon's photo from 1933 that started the whole Loch Ness monster craze. And it ended up being a fake. It was a cardboard cutout on a toy submarine that he took a picture of. So like the whole initial thing that started this was a fake. This is one. I'm really sorry to say this. I don't think it's real.
Oh man. Well, I'll tell you what. For 1933, I think that's what you said. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
It
that they
is. But I mean,
doctored
it's also not, because like it was so grainy at that time. Like you could take a picture of a stick and be like, "There's a monster."
That's true. But I will say, Pepin had a good point. I think that he saw it on a documentary. This has got to be up there as far as 1-2 Bigfoot. Like as far as content, you can just read, see, watch. I mean, there's still, like I said, so many people out there that are still reporting sightings and shit. This is like, if you ever wanted to just be like, is it? Like, there's so much just shit out there that you could go through to like, decide that for yourself. So
It's Scotland's #1 export is Nessie documentaries.
Scotland. I said Ireland. Yeah, Scotland. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
My conspiracy theory is that the Scots are trying to like prop up the myth to get tourism into their country.
I was gonna say it kind of reminds me of like a Roswell, New Mexico type
For
deal.
sure, yeah.
There's nothing else there besides alien
I could see
or
that.
alien thing.
I feel like that's very reasonable.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scotland's like, I mean, I don't even, do they have like good golf? I keep thinking Ireland. I don't even know what Scotland, like
Golf.
yeah, golf, right? That's it.
Wait, how did we
right?
get to golf?
Kilts, maybe?
And kilts? Yeah.
You should actually see how many Scottish people have like some of the most groundbreaking patents to their name. Like the Scottish people built the modern world. It's ridiculous.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, seriously, look it up.
Scottish people riding dinosaurs.
Look it up, dude. It is outrageous. I don't know why I know that, but
Maybe then.
like seriously, like
Are you being credible again?
oh shit,
yeah.
yeah.
Stop, man.
But like, bro, like, dude,
Okay, end it with bro and it's good.
yeah, bro, you don't even know. All right,
All right, we're back. #1,
Ho.
Santa Claus. No, it's Bigfoot.
Woo.
Guys, talk to me about Bigfoot. Talk to me about what your heart says about Bigfoot.
But I would actually, Keith, if you don't mind, I'd like to actually, on this one, since we talk about this so much, I'd actually like to pass it back to you guys to start this one off. I would love to hear from a starting point of where you guys are on Bigfoot overall.
really quick. According to the BFRO, the Bigfoot research. Your guys' last sighting was in Hillsborough County.
Ooh.
And that was back in 2017.
Ooh,
so,
last year.
Yeah.
Very recent. Is that, are you guys familiar with that area at all?
Yes, I live in Hillsborough County.
oh,
so you guys,
super squatchy.
you guys definitely got some info. Hit us up with some info, man.
All right, I will track down where it was. I'm actually going to get my Bigfoot tag this year for hunting.
Nice.
So I don't believe in Bigfoot. It seems plausible, but I think they would have found it by now. But I want Bigfoot to exist, and for one reason. I watch or listen to this podcast. It's the Joe Rogan Experience, and he has many podcasts where he talks about Bigfoot. He says that Bigfoot doesn't exist. It should have been found by now, but he really hopes for Bigfoot to exist. And I just want to see the podcast where Joe finds out that Bigfoot does exist, and I just want to see his reaction to it.
Okay.
That's it.
That's a good call. I mean, Pepin, just actually, I'm sorry. I was going to agree with you on a lot of the points you just said, but I'll wait. Meter, where are you at on this, man?
Well, the Patterson Gimlin footage that started, a lot of this craze, the very well-known, walking away, turning, looking over his shoulder, is now known 100% to be fake. He admitted himself it was fake, and I think that puts a huge hole in the whole idea of Bigfoot.
One aspect of that is so like the video is very shaky when you watch it, and it kind of creates some credibility to it because shaky video just seems more credible for some reason. But if you watch like a stabilized video where they kind of make the camera not shake, it's just some guy walking in a suit. Yeah, it's just so obvious. It's just like, oh, that's a human walking in a suit. Just not even trying to walk funky. He's just walking.
So you're saying he Blair Witched his footage?
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, although there's some theories about Blair Witch that I think you guys would find very, very interesting, but we're not there yet. So to lean us back towards Bigfoot being real, Bigfoot is on every continent. Every continent.
Well, it's not Bigfoot specifically. It's Sasquatch.
Right.
Is the broader term. So,
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you're right though. You're definitely not wrong.
So how does the same story get passed across all continents without, like, especially before, we had the type of communication that we have to this day? Like, every continent, even Antarctica, people have seen creatures like this.
you tell me, bro.
Yeah.
That's what we're
Well,
trying
I
to
am.
figure out.
That's the mystery, man.
I'm telling you it's true. I'm telling
Listen-
you he's real. It's out
Yeah.
there, and he travels really fast.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
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 There's just one.
He's very fast, but also very sneaky. Now, for your point though, everybody's got their own story, their own further sightings, right? And weirdly enough, if you even dissect just the U.S. within the different regions, everyone has their different names for Sasquatch. Even you could probably go by state. I know here in Missouri, it is called the Momo. That's what the sighting is. So it's like everybody's seen different things wherever they are, and it, whether it be a bear or a giant. People, Pep, and what you were saying as far as Joe Rogan is pretty convinced that I think that it was a super big monkey that used to be around way back in the day. I forget the scientific name. Whatever the case may be, they got all these stories and myth and folklore that's been passed down for forever. But I think to hit your point, Meter, as far as the different continents, like I personally feel the Yetis, in the snowy places are just a totally different ballgame in my opinion. But you're dead right though.
No, it's all the same guy. It's all one Bigfoot.
It's all about adaptation, my man.
No, it's one guy who travels around the world scaring people.
Oh,
He's the
I
Santa
get
Claus
it.
of Bigfoot.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that.
He's just the one.
He's the one. He's the one.
He's the one. And so he's
It's like
Neo.
he goes with his boys, like, hey, take a picture of me real quick.
Yeah.
Neo
I'ma
was
go.
not the one.
Oh, I love. Oh, don't spoil that for the people, but that's one of my favorites. What you just said.
Neo is not the one. Everybody needs to look that up right now because it's true.
Yeah, that's actually a really. That's one of my all-time faves.
But Bigfoot, he is the one.
Yes.
You should have seen his time at the Oracle.
So that's what you're sticking with, though. You're sticking with the one guy just traveling around doing gigs, basically.
No, obviously Santa Claus Bigfoot is a joke, but Bigfoot's real. Like, there's no way that every continent comes up with the same story. And it's not even like super unbelievable. It's like a humanoid giant ape. Like, that's super reasonable.
Yeah. I'm smelling what you're stepping in, brother.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree.
Now, can I take this to some really weird places and tell you some sub theories that are out there?
No.
Okay. It's probably it'll probably be for the better that
He's
I don't
going to
that I
anyway,
don't
so
go
no,
down
No,
that
you
road.
definitely need to.
I want to hear this.
So, this is going to cross over multiple conspiracy theories. Just a heads up. So, if you're someone listening right now and conspiracy theories kind of irk you, don't
Keep
take-
listening, because if you're going to tell my listeners to stop listening, you can fuck off.
No, I wasn't saying that. Just don't take what I'm about to say with a whole thing of salt. Not
Okay, I like that. I like
Anyway.
that. A whole shaker.
Yeah, the whole thing. Just chug it. But so one of the big theories out there is that Bigfoots, Squatches, are actually an alien race who were brought to Earth as slaves and are living. The reason that they're never seen, they actually live in, I don't know if you guys have heard the conspiracy theory of the hollow earth conspiracy theory, but the theory states, a part of that, a sub-theory of that, states that the Bigfoots are actually living in Earth's core, because it's hollow, with the aliens. And the aliens send them up to Earth, to where we can see them, obviously, to do like slave-like tasks of getting food, or maybe, I don't know if they need materials to
They're
build
a
stuff.
hunter-gatherer.
Bring back stuff for the aliens, and then they just go to Earth's core, where they are never seen. Thoughts?
What? So you're a super race that's able to enslave a gigantic creatures to your will, and you have them go pick mushrooms.
Yeah, aliens are crazy, man. Those aliens they're wild. They're savages. They're wild dudes.
Or kill deer.
Yeah,
They've been known to slaughter a few deer.
Yeah.
And,
And so I think that's the one thing that we like to say on our podcast. PSA to the people out there. Bigfoot sometimes gets this rap, man, this bad rap. And I'm not sure, if you've ever seen the TV show Finding Bigfoot, you probably learned this because, they're all Bigfoot lovers, especially like the woman in California that we talked about who's trying to pass that bill. A lot of people think that Bigfoot, they just, they don't really care about humans, man. They are also, though, side note for you guys, in case you're campers, they love camp food, love campfire food. So, like bacon. Bacon's one of their favorite things. They love donuts.
Jack Links.
Beef jerky, obviously. So just, if you're going camping in some squatchy territory, just keep that in mind.
To bring it or to not bring it? I'm kind of confused with the message here.
Well, I'm just saying, if you bring it, just be ready for some squatch encounters, possibly. That's all I'm saying.
Be ready for a slave of your own.
I mean, you guys, as Keith stated, you guys are in some serious squatchy territory.
Yeah.
I'm still a little confused with this theory. So there's an alien race on the inside of the Earth?
That's right.
Yes.
It's like, from another planet, they just send like 10 dudes, and then those 10 dudes have a bunch of Bigfoot slaves.
And how far down are they? Are they like at
The center, bro.
the center?
All the way down.
Yeah.
So that's like a giant elevator.
Yeah, but yeah, they've dug tunnels, basically, is the thing. Some other people, like I said, this can cross over to a lot of theories. There's also, I don't know if you guys have heard about the conspiracy theory of Saddam's Stargate, but some other people believe that they go to and from through Stargates.
Nathan, you really need to listen to their show because this is the regular.
I feel like Pepin. Now, we're obviously in two different states here, but I'm picturing Pepin looking at Meter like, why the fuck did you get these?
He's staring off into space with the classic Pepin quizzical look of, wait, how do I even parse the information that's coming through my ears?
We're completely credible.
So did Saddam create a Stargate? Is
Yeah,
what?
a lot of people think that's what started the actual
The war.
the war, that George Bush knew about this Stargate.
Yeah, Saddam was using the Stargate in order to further his agenda.
Yep.
And the United States invaded Iraq in order to close the Stargate.
Yep.
Now we've been in the Middle East pretty much always, but so I don't know that the Stargate would really, maybe that was just the tipping point, but why do we invade back before that? Back in the 90s when we were still invading.
Don't know.
It could have been a thing of like speculation, maybe in the early days where like we word of mouth and we didn't have the resources to actually find out the truth, and then maybe it took a long time. I don't know, but
That makes a lot of sense.
I don't know. But
So what you're saying is Bush did 9/11.
Oh, gee. Yes, he did.
You heard it here first, folks. Dukes and Keith officially stay. This is their official stance. Bush did 9/11. No questions, please.
that's actually one of the things that we have not touched on our podcast yet.
Never will.
No, you got to come on ours to touch that one.
Well, listen, I don't know exactly about 9/11, but it's not out of left field to say that Squatches had a part in all of this.
In 9/11, yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
You believe that the dinosaurs built the pyramids, but not that Bush did 9/11. You will take a firm stance on Sasquatch, but not on 9/11.
Meter, if I can reiterate this to you, man, we go by the name Ride or Die. Anything but credible, my man.
You got Jesse Ventura here.
Wait. So if you're not credible and you're saying Bush didn't do 9/11, that means he did.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
I'm not trying to back my way out of this, but I'm just gonna keep reverting back to Bigfoot. That's all I know.
How about this? My official stance is that Bush did 9/11, and I don't give a fuck what you think.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
And I will not reject.
Put that in a soundbite and post it all over Bush's lawn.
I will not reject that from you.
He's got a pretty big ranch. It's gonna take a lot of posting.
So what I like about the Sasquatch theory with it's like very overblown, very kind of unrealistic. That's what I like about it. And it's kind of like there's another conspiracy theory out there where there's these people called otherkin, and it's like people who identify as being other things, so like other races or mythical beings. Like I'm actually a unicorn, or I'm a dragon, and stuff like that. And there's a bunch of people out there who believe that they're actually elven descendants, and their ears are a little bit more pointy, they'll say, but they're like a lesser elf because they've been bred into humans. but the conspiracy theory is that there's an elven genocide, and the Holocaust was actually a way to cover up for the elven genocide.
Whoa.
It wasn't about Jews. It was about elves.
What?
Hey guys, welcome to our show. Glad you could join us. We're talking about 9/11 and the Holocaust. What are your thoughts?
Wow.
I don't think
So
I'm gonna touch the
Bigfoot.
Holocaust,
Yeah,
but
I would step away too.
Wow, we just made our guests very uncomfortable, Nathan. So, Bigfoot and Hitler. What's the story there?
I will say this. Let me say this real quick. As far as Bigfoot goes, we talk a lot. You'll hear this a lot as far as, when we talk to our Squatch correspondent, our buddy Flo Helly. He's out there. He knows the tactics. So if you want the tactics on how to at least attempt to communicate, there's a bunch of different ways. You should check out the show. Quick, have you guys ever, either of you, given out a Squatch call?
No. Not on purpose.
You probably have at some point, yeah. Unknowingly, yeah.
Is there more to this? Are you going to give us an example? Or?
Oh no, it would blow the mics. You really got to put the lower sternum into it, and there's actually a bunch of different types. Like I said, especially for the different regional calls that are around the states. What was it? The Oklahoma low riser.
Yeah.
There's a Mississippi screecher, I think. There's I don't know. There's a bunch of different ones. You can YouTube all that shit. I don't know.
So how do you waste your time?
Man, I sound like a cool dude, don't I?
I mean, I wish that did they make like Bigfoot calls? Like, how they make like turkey calls and deer grunts? Do they do that for Bigfoot ones?
It's actually a wooden baseball bat that you just beat against a tree.
Yeah, they're really attracted to bats and rocks against trees.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's one of the ways they communicate is by throwing rocks. No, I'm dead. I'm serious. But no, Meter, it's funny that you say that though, because that's a great idea. Keith and I have anyone listening, if you copyright this, we'll fucking find you. But we're going to make our new Shark Tank idea is to make Squatch rugs. And like, how you have the classic like bear rug by the campfire or something. We want to turn a new business into selling Squatch rugs, and maybe we could have a package deal and make a wooden instead of a duck call, it could be like a Squatch call. That's a genius idea.
Yeah.
You want in on this, Meter? We might have to bring you in on this one.
Yeah, I'll need to be on the marketing team because some of the things you just said make no sense to me. First off, why do you need a bearskin rug by a campfire? I thought that was by like your crackling fire in your cozy home.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Second, why, if you're getting a bearskin rug or a squat skin rug, do you need the call for that animal?
It could just be like a bonus gift.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, wow.
Like buy now.
So every time you step on it, you play the call.
No, actually, what I was thinking is more like a conversation piece. Like, whoa, what the fuck's that rug? And it's like, oh, that's a Squatch rug. It's like, oh, how did you? And then you pull out the thing. And it's like, this is how I got that fucker. I called it.
You're the marketing team. Because you just sold me.
I'm picturing a commercial right now.
All right, do it right now live. What's the commercial?
Whoa, Keith, that's a pretty cool rug you got there, man. What is that? It looks like a bear, but it's not quite a bear.
That's a Sasquatch frog, Nick.
A Sasquatch? How? What? I didn't even know those were real. How did you? Oh, a what?
Right here.
What
the
is that?
new Squatch call.
What is that?
Wow, on the spot. That was fucking classic. That was amazing. So where can I buy them and how much?
Well, we're working with some factories overseas for development. But
Yeah.
you got an ETA key?
I'm gonna say early 2019.
Q1
Quarter 1
2019.
2019.
Okay.
There we go.
Perfect. And you can check them out on their GoFundMe.
Anythingbutcredible.com. Hit us up.
Perfect. Love it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for being on and putting up with us as we dive further and further towards insanity. You guys are awesome, and your show is absolutely amazing. Anybody who's listening to this right now, if you like our show, I guarantee you're gonna like their show. Just don't like it better, please.
Well, listen, thank you very much. And it's not putting up with you guys. It's for sure everyone, all you guys and all of your listeners putting up with us knowing weird amounts, So we thank you very much.
And also, we tend to get most of our guests on the verge of insanity, so it's not just you guys; it's everybody.
Yeah.
So,
And I think you guys handled it very well. You guys are definitely pros for sure.
And where can we find you exactly?
So anythingbutcredible.com will be the main website, but anywhere that you get your podcast will be there, except for Spotify at the moment. So, all the classic podcast apps or aggregators that you go to. Also, Instagram is at ABC Podcast. Facebook's at ABC Pod. That's ABC POD. Twitter is _ABC POD. So all of that. And then SoundCloud, we have a ABC Pod too, but really a Google search will bring all of that up for you. So.
And of course, we'll link you in the description of this episode. So if you want to get right to them, check out the description. If you want to find us, you probably already have because you're listening to us right now. But of course, you can always check us out at Facebook. We Need to Talk Show.
Twitter.com/WNTT1.
And of course, podcastnh.com. We now have 21 shows on the network in anything that you could possibly want to listen to. I guarantee you it's going to be on there. We have fishing shows, hunting shows, business shows, shows about how to be a better parent, shows about a guy who's getting a semen analysis, find out if he can knock up his wife or not, and Samuel L. Jackson impressions. It's got everything, and you guys are guaranteed to find something that you like. Because you like this show, you definitely have great taste. Or no taste buds. One of the two. I don't know. But until next time, Nathan, say something humorous to take us out on.
Bigfoot did 9/11.
Yes.
Nate, we need to talk.
Hey, Pepin.
Yo.
Do you usually subscribe to entire podcasts, or do you look for specific topics?
Well, I try using the search function on my podcast player on my phone. It doesn't work too well. Try using Google. Google, it's not really set up for it, so I honestly have trouble.
Why don't you just use Listen Notes?
Listen Notes. What's that?
It's a search engine for podcasts that doesn't just search for the terms you're looking for in the title of the episode or the title of the podcast, but from inside the episode itself. Meaning if you're looking for a specific topic, you can find specific podcast episodes that are about that topic.
That sounds a lot easier than spending the hours and hours I have just trying to find the exact right keywords to actually get it to bring up the episode. I mean, usually I just get like a million how to start your own podcast articles. It's really annoying. So that sounds a lot better.
Exactly. When you're looking for something to listen to, just go to listennotes.com, type in a topic you're interested in, and you'll get instant gratification, useful results. That's listennotes.com. Check it out now.
That was a fucked up opening. Are we using
Wow. I just want you to know we had a trouble holding back for that one.
are we using that? Is that usable?
You want to try another one?
No, I mean, that's brilliant, but I couldn't even get through the ending.
and we're the bros.
Okay, touche. All right, we're using it. Fuck it.
All right.
Fuck it, we're going live.